So in the last video, we made a full review about the all-new 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy, which is the top of the line and the most expensive trim level from Hyundai. And if you want to watch it, just click on the card now or link in the description. Now, we're focusing on the same 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe, but this time it's a standard base trim, which is a lot cheaper and more affordable than the Calligraphy trim. And honestly, this redesigned front grille along with the daytime running LED bar look more tasteful and more modern, which makes the whole front end stands out. It commands attention with its bold and boxy design, a significant departure from its predecessor. At first glance, you're met with a massive grille that seamlessly integrates with the squared-off LED headlights, giving it a futuristic yet rugged appearance. The daytime running lights are crafted into striking vertical light bars, framing the grille and adding a modern edge to the design. Below, the lower bumper features clean lines with subtle black accents, giving the front end a robust and well-grounded look. The placement of the Hyundai badge right in the center complements the symmetrical design, and the overall aesthetic exudes confidence and capability. And as you can see, the price for this base Santa Fe trim is almost half the price of the Calligraphy trim level, which is insane. As I mentioned before, this 2024 Santa Fe belongs to the 5th generation starting from this year 2024, and it was debuted last year. Unfortunately though, I couldn't specify the name of this trim level. It's either SE or SEL, which are pretty much base trims, but only one of them is slightly higher than the other. And even the climbing handle is missing from the C-pillar in this trim, which is a big shame. Under the hood, you'll get a 2.5-liter inline 4-cylinder engine. It's part of Hyundai's SmartStream family, which means it's engineered to balance power and fuel efficiency. This engine puts out around 191 horsepower, delivering about 181 pound-feet of torque. Now, those numbers aren't exactly mind-blowing, but for an entry-level trim, they're solid enough to handle your daily commutes and family trips without breaking a sweat. Unfortunately, this is the only camera available, which is the backup camera for this base trim. But talking about the back for a minute, it looks pretty boxy and futuristic. And I also like the fact that the taillights are flushed in, right at the same body surface without having prominent corners. But to be fair, this bone-shaped design for the LEDs inside the housing is kind of a bad idea. And to make matters worse is that they place the taillights at the very bottom, which looks pretty ridiculous. However, I really appreciate that they tucked the window wiper under the roof spoiler in order to keep the back end look clean and sleek. And overall, I really love the back design. But feel free to sound off in the comments about the overall exterior. Personally, I absolutely love the design of the new Santa Fe, but I just didn't like the taillights, to be quite honest. Now, remember the last time when I promised to show you the cargo storage because I couldn't open the trunk for the Calligraphy Santa Fe in the last video? Well, now in this video, I can show you the cargo for this base trim so you can see it clearly. Inside, the cargo space is practical and well thought out. The 12-volt power outlet is a welcome touch, perfect for charging gadgets or plugging in small appliances on road trips. Alongside, you'll find 2 conveniently placed switches, allowing you to fold down the third-row seats with minimal effort. This transforms the space to accommodate larger items, offering flexibility for different needs. With the third-row seats folded, you're looking at a cargo capacity of up to 42.6 cubic feet. Fold the second row as well, and that expands to a massive 80.7 cubic feet, ideal for bulkier loads. With all that said, the side profile looks absolutely beautiful and modern, and it's also a reminder of the good old Ford Flex, which I personally loved so much, as a reminiscent of this new Santa Fe. Well, sort of. And as for the tires, you're looking at the Nexen tires with the size of 235 on the width, 60 series sidewall, and 18 inches, which pretty reliable on some off-road trips. And I absolutely love the multi-spoke design of this very tasteful-looking alloy wheel, with some glossy graphite finish and brushed aluminum accents, giving it a futuristic appearance. And even the side mirror looks tasteful, but unfortunately, no 360 degrees camera mounted underneath it. Not to mention this tasteful heat extractor with a gloss black finish, although it's fake as you can see clearly. Now let's check out the front seat, by starting off with the door panel, which looks pretty nice, yes, but it doesn't have that premium feel like the Calligraphy trim level, due to the missing premium materials, of course. Plus, it's also missing some premium features in this particular trim called SE, by the way, such as memory seat buttons and ambient lights, which is quite a bummer, to be honest. However, we're still welcomed with some nice materials such as soft leather and plastic materials, along with a brushed gray trim instead of wood, and a brushed silver frame around it, delivering a tasteful feel of a modern vehicle, which isn't so bad at all coming from a base SE Santa Fe. And let's not forget about the door pocket, which is decently big, but the bigger surprise for me is that the front seats are fully electric with up to 8 ways powered lumbars, which is a huge plus added to the SE package, and it's something that we all should appreciate, making me personally forgive Hyundai for the cloth seats, which aren't upholstered with leather in this trim, but they're still pretty comfortable even when sitting inside for long hours. As we enter the cabin, the first thing you'll notice is the clean, modern dashboard layout. The gauge cluster, featuring a 4.2-inch display, which is a lot smaller than the 12.3-inch cluster found in the Calligraphy trim. It's non-touch, but it provides all essential information at a glance. The steering wheel houses a set of intuitive buttons for quick control over the audio, cruise settings, and phone functions. Positioned just behind the steering wheel, the gear shifter maintains a clean, streamlined appearance. The SE trim is equipped with a full suite of Hyundai SmartSense safety technologies, including forward collision warning, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, and driver attention warning. These features help keep you safe and provide an extra layer of confidence on the road. This redesigned beautiful dash features 2 glove boxes, which provide ample storage for all your personal items, and there's also a massive storage right under the center console for big items such as big purses or tablet devices, along with a 12-volt which is included inside the storage. However, I forgot to show it to you in this video, but I already did so with the Calligraphy Santa Fe in the previous video, so be sure to watch that one. And as I mentioned earlier, this is the gear shifter which is moved from the center console to the steering wheel. And as for the center stack, the SE trim comes equipped with a single-zone climate control, giving the driver or the front passenger the ability to set their own temperature preferences. The climate control is straightforward, featuring physical buttons and dials for easy adjustments. Unlike higher trims, this version doesn't include touch-sensitive controls, keeping things more traditional and user-friendly. The upper portion of the center stack is for media controls, maps and navigation controls, and a hazard button. And finally, the lower portion of the center stack is for the drive modes and driving adjustabilities. Below, there are 2 phone placements, but the left pad has a wireless charger and the right one doesn't have. The 8-inch infotainment touchscreen, which is a lot smaller than the 12.3-inch display, found in the Calligraphy and limited trim levels, by the way, is neatly positioned in the center of the dashboard and provides clear access to all your media, navigation, and connectivity features such as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which are available. Unfortunately, though, they're only wired in this trim, but they still make for seamless integrations with your smartphone. For charging convenience, there are multiple USB-C ports which are spread throughout the cabin to keep all your devices powered. And unlike the Calligraphy trim, this mirror doesn't have an auto-dimming feature, nor built-in LED screen inside it, which is pretty standard. And to make matters worse, no sunroof comes with the SE trim, which is too bad. Now let's jump into the back and see what this vehicle has to offer. Continuing on with the back door panel, which looks pretty similar to the front door panels, but there are 2 new items worth mentioning, which are the cup holders on the door and sunshades on each back window. And honestly, I'm pretty surprised to see the shades on a base SE trim, so it's very appreciated for that. But other than that, it's all the same. The only downside, however, is that the door pocket is very small, but it's not a deal breaker since all SUVs are almost the same. There's also a non-powered lumbar for manual seat adjustments, along with a folding button for the second row, to get easier access to the third row. So what do you think about the overall interior design, especially with this fully cloth seats? Well, let me know in the comments below. In my personal perspective, the legroom isn't super spacious by any means, but it's pretty roomy, which is fine. And so is the gap under the front seat, which gives an extra legroom for more comfort. And these new hooks are pretty handy when it comes to hanging some grocery bags, just in case you don't want them to roll around the back seat while driving. But I honestly don't like these plastic back covers attached behind the front seats because they feel so cheap and old. I'm sorry, but even Chinese car makers can do better than this. Anyway, it's pretty cool to have the air vents placed on the B pillars for more air reach, but if I was totally disappointed in the Calligraphy Santa Fe for not having a separate climate control panel for the back seat, then what would I be in the base SE trim? Because this is absolutely the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen in any vehicle before. I don't know why, but it's their own way, I guess. But in any case, good thing they made the floor almost completely flat for more legroom comfort, and they also decided to set themselves apart by placing USB Type-C ports on each side of the front seats, and of course, having an armrest with 2 cup holders. And finally, as for the third row, it's pretty spacious enough for children to sit in the back, but for adults, well, not quite. However, the third row seat is implemented with some separate conveniences, such as AC vents, cup holders, and cubby holes, reading lights, and USB ports. But with all that said, I hope you enjoyed watching this review about the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe SE trim. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the like button and subscribe for more car reviews. And be sure to watch more videos at the end screen. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'm Liam. Peace.